Back at it again with this amazing book, You Are Not Broken. 5 Steps to Become Super Conscious and Activate Your Magic by Christopher Michael Duncan. Chapter 5, The Magnetic Moment. The now is the future when it comes to your identity, your emotions, and how you behave. When there is no difference between your identity in the current reality and your desired reality, there is no resistance. The way you feel now must be how you will feel in any future. If you want to manifest thoughts into reality fast, you must make this shift. When you do this, you are not dependent on a future outcome to feel a certain way. You arrive at success or failure as the same person. You must be 100% satisfied with life now and desire to create more of what you love. This is what I mean when I say you are it, always, both satisfied and driven to create, peaceful and powerful, in love with what you have and involved with what you are creating, focused on the end result and loving the journey to get there. By stepping into your future feeling and experiencing it now, you may be worried you will lose motivation. If you already feel 100% good/abundant, why would you take action? When your identity says, if I had it all now, how would I be motivated to do anything? It's showing its cards and letting you see just how much it rejects achievement of the end result. It's more worried about losing motivation than having what you believe you want to have. You can have everything now and choose to create what you love, because the everything you seek is not found in your creation. You are not your creation, and what you create does not change you. You will be the same person whether you are a millionaire, broke, healthy, unhealthy, single, or in a relationship. You can have it all now and choose what you would love to create. However, that desired reality is not better. It's just different. A different flavor of the same reality. Not better, just different. It is like you are completing a masterpiece painting. You have not changed. The creation has changed. When you are able to realize this, your results don't change you. You are free to have anything you choose, just like going out to dinner and picking off a menu. Ordering your end results from life should feel just the same. You might say, I will have $1 million, please, and a side of unconditional love. Great. Whether your creation is at the beginning, middle, or end of the journey, it won't change you. You are not it. You are separate from the creation. Coffee. When you really arrive here, now, complete, being everything, and with a desire to create what you love, you become a magnet for what you desire. There is no resistance to taking the correct action. We will cover this in more detail in the next chapter. When you have everything now and still want to create more of what you love, you are a super conscious creator, and life is so much fun. Could you be the same person regardless of external circumstances? Could you be happy now, independent of external circumstances? Could you arrive at success and failure and feel the same emotionally? Could you make success structural and not personal? Of course you can. To do this, you must be it before you see it. You must learn to own the moment 100% of the time. I remember being told, Chris, you will only see it when you be it. And I thought, great, so how do I do that? And then I was told not to fix myself, which seemed contradictory. How could that be possible? I have to be something else. But I can't fix or improve myself? I saw a contradiction because I didn't know what I really was. I didn't know I was a creator and that I had created everything. I didn't know I only needed to reconnect with the aspect of myself that was the superconscious to recreate a new set of information. Everything is always created twice. Once in the invisible and then once in the visible. So there is no reason you can't have it now. There is nothing you desire that you cannot have now, because everything you desire is already you. You are everything. Each desired reality at its essence is a feeling of frequency of emotion, and you have control over all your feelings. You have the ability to close your eyes and have it now. I have not met a human who cannot find some aspect of love, gratitude, abundance, and health now. Now, let's be clear. There are rules in the three-dimensional reality. Just because you are already it in the invisible doesn't mean it just turns up. We will discuss those rules later. However, if you do not become it in the invisible, you will never see it manifest into this reality. This is the first step, and without it, your identity will reject it. Let's consider 3 big outcomes most people want in their lives: financial abundance, long-lasting health, and romantic love. No matter your situation in life, you have more abundance now than the richest person had 100 years ago. What you can access with free Wi-Fi at your local library is amazing. You have access to food you didn't have to grow at your local store. There is no reason you can't have financial abundance now, regardless of your bank statement. Maybe you think you couldn't possibly have health now because of your diagnosis. Maybe. The truth is, we are all in and out of good health all the time. The body is in total flux, and there are many parts of you that are healthy right now. You can focus on the healthy things. That is actually what most healthy people do. They notice how good they feel. Everyone has places of dis-ease. However, the chronically sick continually tell themselves how sick they are. The placebo effect shows that our bodies are built to heal and recover. And if you tell yourself you are sick, then you will be. Your body is made to heal. You are the product of millions of cell divisions and millions of generations who all survived. You are built to survive. Your body is amazing. If you give it the right environment, anything is possible. Plus, if you're sitting and reading this right now, you can focus on how you do have health. What about love? You might be thinking there's no way to have this now because you're single. Not true. Love is a verb. Whatever you want to receive, you must give. By giving it, you receive it. In truth, many who are in a relationship still don't feel love because they have not practiced giving love. You can be full and connected with anyone, including yourself, by giving love. Yes, you can have it now. You can be it before you see it. This is a universal truth. What you plant will grow. You cannot plant seeds of scarcity and grow a forest of abundance. If you were to break open a seed to find the information of how it would turn into a tree, you would not find it. However, the seed has all the instructions within it to become the perfect tree and forest. Yet, you cannot see those instructions. They are invisible. This is the same as you. You are planting your thoughts into this reality even if we cannot see them. Remember, everything is created twice. In the invisible, and then in reality. It's all in your mind. All in the mind. The seed is the forest, and you are the end result, even if it hasn't manifested in this reality yet. Nothing outside of you will give you what you really want. You must give it to yourself. Once you change your orientation, everything will flow. Trust me, I've thought this idea for a long time. I thought that by thinking the future would be better. I was doing it right. I thought I had to fix or improve myself. I gave my power away. Once I learned to become whole again. Now, to have it without seeing it, the momentum was huge. I am the same guy, just in a different structure. To help you understand how you and what you are separate, create are separate, let's take a look at money. Remember, the result doesn't require you to be a certain way, and therefore it won't change you. There is no identity conflict in true creation. You simply choose to have it. The creative structure of money. Everything you desire to create has a structure or set of rules for how it will come into existence, even money. I am so grateful to be financially free and have more money than I can spend on my needs. It feels great, and it's not where I started in life. I had to learn about money the hard way. I've had an interesting relationship with money. As a child, my biggest desire was to have the best sports equipment. Shoes, bats, balls, you name it. I wanted to have the best. But I couldn't. I was told what was affordable and what wasn't. Money was a scarce source because I grew up in a working class environment. My family and everyone I knew had to trade their time for money. And because time was a limited resource, so was money. There was always stress around it, and I had a desire for more. While this desire was true for me, I didn't understand money or how to have what I desired. Money is not created by time, and even if you grew up in a trade time for money environment as an employee, you can change your orientation to money. You must first learn its structure. I was committed to breaking. Had some coffee to fight the yawns off. I was committed to making money, lots of money, and throughout my young adult life, I made it and spent it, always ending up with more debt. This cycle continued until I figured out that what money was, and how it is structured. Now, my companies earn around $1 million per month and are growing fast. There is a lot of misinformation surrounding money and how it is created. Here are a few top myths we must debunk. You need to hustle and work hard. Don't you know people who do that and don't make much? You can activate your money DNA from another dimension. The only people who say this sell a course on how to do that. You need to be in this opportunity or learn this thing. Yet in each opportunity there are winners and losers. Money is an energy. The more you give, the more you get. Don't many give energy and get nothing back? Money isn't important. Yet those same people give their lives every day to get it. Here's the truth. Receiving money is predictable and is a structure. You simply must understand what money is, along with its structure. So, let's examine money. What is it? Money is a measurement. It's a measurement of value. What is value? Value is an increase in satisfaction or a decrease in pain for another human. So, if you want lots of money, all you must do is add value to another human. You make their life better, so much so that they want to pay you for it, and you receive money. You don't need to be a good or bad person, money doesn't care. You don't need to work hard, money doesn't care. You don't need to activate money chakras or codes, money doesn't care. You don't need to be passionate or talented, money doesn't care. You don't need to be educated or know a certain thing, money doesn't care. Again, money is a function of adding value to other humans, that they want to pay you for that added value. It is a measurement, just like a mile, kilogram, or a centimeter. It measures something, a desired value. You don't need to do a money dance or write affirmations. You don't need to do anything other than what you are. You don't need to be anything other than what you are. Money doesn't care about you. If you grew up in a working/middle class family, you might have had similar thoughts as I did about money. I learned you had to trade time for money, and you had to get a great education so you could charge a lot for your time, because time is limited. Money creation was also limited. Over time, I created beliefs about how money only flowed with hard work. This belief seems true, but it wasn't. Money is as abundant as humans have desires and problems they want to solve. Instead of trying to trade time for money, I needed a structure that would create money without limitation, because money measures value. I needed a value creation system that worked without me giving my time. Can you see why? Without getting into the correct structure, motivation will not work. And can you see it doesn't matter how much you work on yourself if you're not in the right structure? If you desire to create a huge flow of money, you must simply understand it. You must find a way to add value in a way that others will want to pay. You must find a way to deliver that value to them. With a little time, you must find a way to distribute value without time. Once you realize money is a structure, it becomes much easier. It will not change you, and you don't need to change. You simply must be in the right structure. Whenever I teach this, someone always asks, well, what about the lottery? And the truth is, the lottery winners are just lucky. Millions of people put their names forward to win, and one wins. Sure, everyone might say they used a secret manifestation technique to win the lottery, but what about everyone else who wished for the same result? The winner's confirmation bias makes them believe they do something to win when it was just luck. Others say, what about those who steal or cheat or lie? How does that fit? The answer is that it doesn't. It's outside of the rule. It's an exception, and there are always exceptions to a rule. I've used money as an example here, but the same truths apply for anything you desire to create. You must get into the right structure, and remember, it's not about you. You will be the same person with or without it. True. Become the magnet. Being a magnet for what you desire is simple. You must have the identity, thoughts, and feelings that allow you to accept the reality you desire to create. When you are in the correct identity, you can take the correct action. Because of this, it may seem as though things are attracted to you, when in reality you are creating them. You must realize you will be the same in all realities. They will not change you. As an example, let's take two different seeds, say a carrot and a strawberry seed. If you plant them in the same soil, with the same water, they will both create different outcomes. A carrot and a strawberry plant. They created the end result of what you are, and there was action needed to make it happen: watering, planting, fertilizing, etc. Both seeds were a magnet for their fullest expression. However, if the seeds were just left in a jar, nothing would happen. You must have both. You must be a magnet. You must be the magnet for what you desire and take the action required to see it manifest into this reality. To be a magnet for your creation, you must accept the identity that is allowed to receive and live the end result that you desire. You do this by becoming it now. The fastest way to do this is by living the 4 specific choices mentioned earlier, the ones I call the core orientational choices. These 4 choices shift you into the magnetic moment. We will use your superconscious to make this shift fast. You must become it now. Again, you must become it now. Time and space are both illusions. Everything is here and now. Keep in mind that you are always a magnet. You can't turn that reality on and off. What you create in your reality is a direct reflection of your identity. I used to live an identity of not good enough, trying to prove myself to the world. I remember this identity intimately. It created a life full of stress. I had a gym, 2 hair salons, a digital marketing agency, a speaking business, and multiple education businesses. I had over 50 people on staff, and it was chaos. Money was coming in one end and going out the other. I was on a plane every week to another city to run events, and when I wasn't speaking, I spent my days putting out fires. I thought this was what I wanted. On the outside, I looked like a huge success. However, I was burning out on the inside. And one day, I broke down. It was about 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, and I went for a walk down to the beach. Everything was coming at me, topping off all my stress. I just found out I needed to come up with about $20,000 for a family health emergency, and I owed big money to the tax office that would basically wipe out my profits. I had the money to fix it. That wasn't the major problem. The real problem was that I was unhappy. I had no idea what to do. I stopped at a park bench to sit and collect my thoughts. It was a beautiful day, and the sun was shining. I could see the surfers out, enjoying the Gold Coast's waves, and I closed my eyes to consider my options. About 5 minutes had passed when my thoughts were interrupted by 2 homeless-looking men who were bumming along. They talked loudly and carried fishing rods, clearly having the time of their lives. Just what I need, I thought. Feeling frustrated that my quiet time was interrupted, I judged them for what they were wearing and what they were doing on Tuesday. Fishing. What a waste of time, I thought, and they need to get jobs. Unfortunately, they decided to stop near me and discuss their morning. This seemed to be their ritual, what they did every day. One of them described how sorry he felt for all the pencil pushers stuck in the office. As I watched them laugh and enjoy the moment, I realized they knew something I did not. They knew how to be happy. I realized I was not living my truth of what I really loved. I was doing something else. I thought I wanted to be a millionaire entrepreneur with loads of investments, speaking on international stages. I thought I wanted to be really busy, but I really wanted just to be happy. I thought I wanted to be really busy, but I wasn't really happy. Everything I did was what my identity / my self-conscious ego had decided I needed to do, to finally prove to the world I was good enough. None of it was what I loved. It's a hard pill to swallow when you realize the life you are living is not what you intended. If allowed to start from scratch, what would you change? The biggest loss in life is the loss of time. If you are not living your truth, it's time to change now. As my mother used to say, rip the band-aid off. It may hurt in the short term, but it's better to get it over with and done now. I decided I would rather make $5,000 a month, live in a rented apartment, and enjoy my life instead of making a few million and waste time trying to prove something. I decided to love life now, no matter how much my self-conscious thought I was losing it. I knew what was true for me, so I did it. I ripped the band-aid off, and it hurt. Within 3 months, I sold the gym at a loss, gave away the hair salons, and closed a company. I stopped the marketing agency and just focused on what I love. It took another 6 months before I was finally free, living my true choice and not living to serve my identity. I decided to spend time with my family, play tennis every day, and read. I decided to enjoy my life. This is why the 4 core choices are so important. Without them, there is no point in trying to create anything else. There are many who desire to stay in a reality where they need to solve their old negative beliefs instead of having it all now. To have it now and still desire to create what you love will require you to overcome internal resistance, but it will be the most satisfying thing you ever do. When you live the 4 core choices, you can then move on to creating what you really love. Once again, the 4 core choices that orient you to a new reality and ensure you are living fully satisfied now are: 1. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. You choose to be powerful and in control. You choose to react in the ways you desire when you live as the predominant creative force. You are the one choosing all your thoughts, feelings, actions, beliefs, and focus. You are the predominant creative force, but not the only one. 2. I choose to love my life. You love every moment of this journey called life. You acknowledge that you create it, and every current reality is just another step on the journey towards the next. No step is better, and you will love your life now. 3. I choose health and vitality. This choice brings you into creative power with your health and energy. You regain control of your body and are no longer in situations where you feel like your body is against you. You reconnect to the power within all of us to transform and create any body we love. Any body we love. 4. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. This choice ensures you are living in alignment with your fullest expression, whether as a parent, sports player, artist, lover, or musician. This is why you are here. A choice is something you manifest. It is not a goal, a wish, or a dream. Everyone can have these 4 core choices in any situation. There is no valid reason or excuse for not being able to live these 4 now. We work on these 4 first because there is likely a lot of resistance to having them now. Loads of beliefs, emotions, memories, and instructions from the self-conscious and unconscious are in the way. Until you are living these 4, you are always in a problem-solving reality. This is the first step. This is how to recreate the correct structure. Once I was allowed to live these 4 choices, I was in the creative orientation, and many of the goals I had set earlier came to fruition. Only this time, there was total ease and flow. It was strange to witness that once I let go, let myself have it all now, and no longer needed the external to complete myself, all that I desired showed up. Even stranger was how fast it happened, and how little the external results really mattered to me. This is the key to superconscious creation. Conditioning the unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is the domain of feelings. If you do not feel in alignment with what you are creating, you will self-sabotage. The unconscious does not know the difference between a thought about reality and a thought you create. It takes each as the same. To prove this point, think of an uncomfortable, scary, or embarrassing story. Close your eyes and remember it. Did you feel it in your body? We all know we can have thoughts that are not happening in reality and have our body respond as though it is happening now. This is the key. This is key to conditioning the unconscious mind. Because we can control what we are thinking, we can control what our unconscious receives from us. If we spend enough time sending new instructions to the unconscious, this will become its new point of orientation, and this will be your new identity. Your unconscious is designed to keep the body alive and running. It has adapted the body to be in alignment with your internal environment and will change and adapt based on how you change that internal environment. Consider this example. Mary grew up in a stressful family environment. As a two-year-old, she witnessed her parents fighting, and when she was 3, they divorced. This created a thought pattern of pain/abandonment, which sent instructions to her body to create feelings of unworthiness. Certain cells adjusted themselves to create a feeling to warn against loving someone, because if you love them and they leave you, it hurts. This feeling became hardwired into her biology, and her unconscious decided this was how the world is. Makes sense, right? She has a warning sign from her body to warn against anyone or something that causes pain. But what if she wants to go for a loving relationship? As an adult, Mary cannot figure out why she can't hold a relationship. Every time she gets close to someone, she finds a way to sabotage it. Every time she finds a relationship and feels love, she no longer sends the instructions to her body that she is unworthy. This results in her body thinking something is wrong. After a lifetime of receiving... my favorite tune right now. This results in her body thinking something is wrong. After a lifetime of receiving certain instructions and living in a certain internal environment, her body cries out like a heroin addict for anything for another hit of unworthiness. We can observe this into the amazing field of epigenetics as discussed by Bruce Lipton in his book The Biology of Belief, which I have on my shelf. A cell works like a miniature human being and will adapt/change its function based on the environment it is in. This is why stepping into the emotion of the end result is so important. By taking this step, the resistance to achieving the end becomes obvious. You feel it, e.g., as soon as you imagine walking out on stage for a public speech, you can feel a rush of anxiety. This is true for all end results and allows us to use this process to uncover and recode what is in the way to achieving what we desire. Mary can treat the belief of unworthiness and realize she was always worthy. Her parents were just adults who needed to live separately. It had nothing to do with her. When she changes these instructions and lives the emotion of the end result, her body will shift and adapt to the new feeling. Then, when the right relationship turns up, she can accept it. This is not problem solving, it is actively creating, and the emotion of the end result is very important to ensure we have total internal alignment with what we desire. We do not want to get in an unconscious relationship with that which we do not desire, so we need to experience the end result and next action as if we were doing it now and feeling really good about it. This is where visualization and imagination come in. You must first step in and actively experience living the end result to create the feeling, send the right instructions, and collapse the wave into exactly what you desire. Many have it the other way around, using the wrong language structure. They say, if I have blank, then I will feel blank. If I had $1 million, I would feel freedom. Or if I had a supportive body, I would feel healthy. They have pushed the feeling out to after they achieve something. Instead, you must get into the feeling and then live that feeling now. The feeling is the communication system of the unconscious, and it is 100% necessary to live the feeling first to have no identity resistance with what you desire. We can pre-program our unconscious minds to be ready to accept the end result we choose. We do this through powerful closed-eye visualizations and meditations to create a new reality, a new present moment. I love to break down the words present moment into pre-sent moment. A moment previously sent by our past condition to create the current moment. You can create a different pre-sent moment by changing the instructions. This is taught in many other modalities. The big problem with many of these is they don't first address structure, and they try to conduct this process from the wrong structure. I remember doing thousands of hours in meditation, applying the secret and the law of attraction principles, and seeing no results. So please remember, you must be in the right structure before you create. It is also much faster when you have the superconscious working for you, which you will witness by the end of the next chapter. The magnetic moment is a moment of total presence, where you do not resist or desire anything to change. You are completely happy with the now. You are totally satisfied with the now, and you desire to create more of what you love. When you access this moment, you open the wizard's gate. You are able to rejoin with your truth as a creative spirit and command reality. If you do not access this moment, you will struggle. The magnetic moment is not something you achieve just once it's a lifestyle. It's a way of being, where you are so happy, where you are so satisfied, and yet you have a desire to create what you love. The near contradiction inherent is that statement is not lost on me. It took me years to fully live without trying to solve problems, trying to complete myself, or thinking a future is better, and still be motivated to create what I love. Lucky for you, we have a clear process to make it happen with the 4 specific choices, which allow you to live in the moment with total satisfaction. The emotion of the end result. Through visualization and meditation, you can condition your unconscious to have the ability to accept and live the end result you desire. The process is very simple and uses open-ended questions to allow yourself to be it. Here is the process that will form step 2 of our overall 5-step system. This is how you open the wizard's gate. In the next step, you'll learn how to receive wisdom from the superconscious field on exactly what you need to do to bring the idea into reality. This is a closed-eyed process, so quickly read through the steps and then give it your best. Start with the first choice. I choose a life I love. Allow yourself to fully experience that being true and teach your body exactly how it will be in your new reality. 1. Connect to your heart and feel the moment. Take a few deep breaths with your eyes closed. 2. Choose the end result of living a life you love and feel what it is like to have now. Accept it as truth and build a full sensory experience of living it. Ask an open-ended question to expand into possibility. What are all the possible ways I have this? Notice what comes to you and feel it. Ask another open-ended question and feel it. What would I love to create to feel this even more? Open your eyes. Repeat this process with the other 3 orientational choices. I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my life. I choose the end result of having health and vitality. And I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. Spend at least 12 minutes on this exercise, 3 per choice. How did that feel? Go back the past few minutes of this video and delve into that experience. How did that feel? Comment below. Can you notice how your body feels alive by those choices? Using the emotion of your end result is vital from an epigenetic, structural, and intuitive perspective. Next, you will learn how to bring the superconscious into this creation. Chapter 5, Review. You and what you create are separate. End results don't change you. Your first action is to reorient to the world with the core 4 choices. These 4 will help you in a creative structure. These 4 will have you in a creative structure and allow you to have it now. Next, you can follow the 5 steps of a recode session and ultimately connect to the superconscious to change its instructions and reach your end result. Remember, this is not problem solving. When you choose an end result, you are creating. You are not focusing on a problem. You are forward focused. You can have health and vitality now and still choose to create more of what you would love. To take the step from powerless to powerful, You must step into a creative structure and plant the seeds into the unified field you wish to manifest. Let go of all that is in opposition to being it now. When you live the core 4 choices, you unlock the wizard's gate and step into a place of no resistance or desire. From here, you can choose any future reality without the internal civil war stopping you. The core choices that orient you to becoming a magnet for your future are: 1. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. 2. I choose to love my life. 3. I choose health and vitality. 4. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. Stay tuned for chapter 6, which is called Becoming Superconscious. That is what will be next. God bless you. I pray you have a beautiful, superconscious day. With God on your side. Create the life of your dreams. Be a good son, make your dad proud. Be a good father, make your son proud. Be a good brother, Be a good human. Do something which changes the world for the better. And I'll see you next time.